thanks very much for coming back and joining me. So as I've been doing every single week, I have been doing a spoiler review. So this is again going to be a spoiler review of each episode of the last final season, it's sad to say, of Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. So last week, episode 9, as you know, I absolutely loved. It was amazing, guys. And I'm going to be doing episode 10. So we're just going to jump straight on in, guys. So this episode was phenomenal. Darth Maul and Ahsoka stole the show, as I'm sure many of you will agree. And of course it opened up literally where we ended off with last week's episode. It ended in an intense way. I knew that, I was like, halfway through, I was like, where's Maul? I bet it's going to end with Maul. And that's exactly how it ended. So that's how it opened up, and it was really cool how that scene was shot. And one thing I will say is I did notice there was just so many really cool scenes, how they were shot is what I mean. Especially at the very end, which I will get to, was when Ahsoka was standing when they took Maul, and she was just standing looking up, but it was sort of panning looking down toward Ahsoka, and I just thought that it was terrifically well shot, and I just really appreciated that. So I just thought that I would say that. But oh my gosh, this episode was super intense. Like the whole convos that we were getting going on between Maul and Ahsoka, but as well oh my gosh, their fights were just so amazing. The way it kind of went along in the episode with their conversations is just absolutely fantastic. And as well, it was very like, because Ahsoka actually dropped her one of her sabers twice, like on two different occasions, with Maul. And then the second time was when Maul jumped out, which was one of my favorite scenes actually, out of the glass window, and you could see the glass breaking, and then she ran after him. That was fantastic. And then that's when she went out and dropped again. You're like, it's so good now. But honestly, this episode was super interesting, and he obviously wanted them two to team up together. He wanted himself and Ahsoka to team up together so that both of them together would be able to go up against Lord Sidious. So they're having this whole convo back and forth to and fro with these fights and everything, which, may I add, one of the best duel fights throughout an episode that we've seen, that I have seen in, oh my gosh, like there's so many good duel fights obviously, but for Star Wars, that probably has to be up there with one of the top best ones, to be perfectly honest. I love Darth Maul, I love Ahsoka, so seeing them two together was just kick ass. The two of them completely killed it, were just amazing in this episode. And then of course he's pretty much saying, join me, join me or die kind of deal, and she says never. But you have to sort of think as well, with how it ended, that he could have killed Ahsoka, and he didn't. So, and you can even see him when they're taking him away, because he got taken away, that he's still very much so up pleading with Ahsoka, like, no, trying to explain to her. And of course we know, like, if you think about it, you're sort of, me anyway, you'll know what I mean, because you've obviously seen the episode, otherwise what he's still doing here. But Maul knows Anakin about that and everything. So if you think about it, he's right. You're just like, he's so right about this. But Ahsoka doesn't obviously realise that. And instead she's, having this conversation with Maul about Anakin, and she's boasting about him because she thinks very highly of him. It's her master. She thinks a lot of him. She don't want to say anything bad about him. So of course, she doesn't want Anakin to die, or anything happen. So he wants to kill Anakin Skywalker, obviously. So yeah, like, things are going really, like, whoa, it's getting intense, guys, honestly. And those fight scenes with those two together was pretty intense. And I will be perfectly honest, visual wise, and what was my favorite scene, both out of enjoyment wise and just visually, that really blew me away, and along with the music in this was so dark, which was fitting, and so so wonderful throughout this whole episode, but especially in this scene. You know, when the glass and everything broke, all the glass, and then the shards of it just came across. It was like a slow motion scene coming past both Ahsoka and Maul. And that was just so cool. I was like, class! Like, oh my gosh. It's funny to think the glass breaking scene, the glass breaking was class. The glass was breaking was class. Anyway, just stop talking, Julie. But that scene was terrifically well done, may I say. Top freaking well notch. And then you also had like the smoke sort of flames coming by them as they're like standing there fighting and having this convo, and then you have all the like little sparks of fire going across, and I just thought that scene was absolutely fantastic. It really, really was. And I absolutely love Ahsoka. She's my favourite within this series. Han Solo's my favourite in Star Wars and overall, if anybody is interested. But one thing I will say is, you know, Siege of Mandalore is over. And Order 66 is something that I've been saying about a couple of times, I guess, once or twice through these reviews, that I actually think it's very possible that we might get Order 66 in the very final episode. That's what I predict anyway. I mean, I don't know. I'm just a Star Wars fan who is saying that I think it will happen, but I also want it to happen, very much so. So I think for most fans, I'm guessing that that's what we really want to see. And I know a lot of other people probably think the same, so I'm not the only one predicting this. Like, I'm just a YouTuber that loves Star Wars that's just predicting what I want to predict and what I would like as a viewer. And I hope that happens. I don't think that it would sort of start off into it in the next episode, the 11th episode. But this is the thing, guys. Next week, we're getting it next Friday. But then I've heard that we're going to be getting the final episode, which is episode 12, on May the 4th. And I really hope that's true. May the 4th, you know. So, yes, that will be really, really interesting. And, oh my gosh, like, I love the whole episode. But honestly, the best parts really were Ahsoka and Darth Maul, honestly, in my honest opinion. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the music. I really enjoyed the whole entire episode. And like I say, the visuals were amazing, and how things were panned in and shot, and just sort of like, even in the beginning when Maul was standing there with Ahsoka, and you just seen Ahsoka standing, and how they panned it round. And this is what I keep saying with this, although it's an animated series, it very much still feels so real, like outside of animation. Does that make sense? Because, you know, like when you're watching something that's animated, like other shows, you're just thinking it's animated or whatever, right? But they've done this show so well that you sometimes forget, like I do anyway, sometimes forget, and you're thinking these are just two actors, do you know what I mean, talking away to each other, and how they pan round, you almost feel like they're real cameras in it with real actors. Does that make sense to what I'm trying to say? But that is what Clone Wars has always been able to do, to captivate you in emotionally and to express emotion through this animated series. And I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but I know what I'm trying to say. But I'm really terrible with wording, and I get super nervous when I'm on my freaking videos, and I know it doesn't look like it, but I am always nervous. You've no idea. So I really, really enjoyed this, and I am super looking forward to next week's episode. And I really do hope that we do get Order 66 at the very final episode. I think the next two episodes are going to be probably even better. But I enjoyed this episode more than last week's, even though I really, really enjoyed last week's. Overall, this one, amazing. And I'm still sitting here thinking about that scene with the glass, that slow motion scene. Epic. And I don't use the word epic unless it's something like Lord of the Rings, you know, things like that. So this was epic. And honestly, I would give this episode a 10 out of 10 because I had no issues with the music. I had no issues with the visuals. I had no issues with everything that happened in this episode. It was just awesome. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant Star Wars content. Keep it up. So, positive, heck to the freaking will, yes, from me, guys. And just to let you know, I don't actually make any money at all from this platform, YouTube itself. I never have done. I've been on here for 2 years. I just choose not to. I could monetize my channel if I wanted to, which would also enable me to get super chats, which you can only get when you're monetized. But I don't want to be monetized, don't want to have anything to do with YouTube in that sort of sense. However, people sometimes do ask, how can I contribute towards your channel? The only way that you can contribute, if you would like, not trying to ask anybody, but if you would like, is through PayPal. You can donate $1, you can donate $2, which honestly, whichever you wish. Never expect it, but of course it's appreciated. And if you want to do that, that will be in the description of this video and also down in the pinned comments. But now that that is embarrassingly out of the way, guys, thank you so much for coming and watching my review, and for every single person for giving me so much encouragement and kind words of support. It really does make my day, my evening, my afternoon, what have you. And honestly, I cannot thank you enough. There's no point me sitting here trying to, because it's never going to happen. I'm super, super appreciative, honestly, guys. And from the bottom of my heart, all the way from Ireland, I hope you are all keeping well. And yes, I will see you all in my next video. But aside from that, guys, please let me know down in the comment section for my video what you thought of this episode, because I'm actually really excited to know what you thought. And also let me know what you thought about that scene, my favourite scene with the glass and everything breaking. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Anyway, let me know, and I will see you all down in the comments as and when I can, guys. Take care and see you later. Bye.